My bad, man. Came in totally unprepared. Totally unprepared. Wasn't ready for the show, man. Wasn't ready for the show. Wasn't ready to do my thing, man, like I'm supposed to. Appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Y'all let me know how this mic sound, man. If y'all can hear and see me loud and clear, y'all let me know, man. If y'all can hear and see me loud and clear, y'all let me know. Trying to come prepared, man. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me and y'all can hear and see me clear. Markel, what's good, bro? What's good? David, what's good, man? Y'all let me know how this mic sounds, man. This is the RE320, man. We trying it for the first time. This is with a soft compression. This is with a hard compression. I think I like the hard compression better. All right, so let's get the people a minute, man. Kazan Clan, what's good, brother? Good to see you in the joint, man. Good to see you in here. Let's get ready to do our thing, man. Been a minute, man. You know, been a week or so since we came in with the King Ray joint, but let's go ahead and do it. We got a phenomenal topic today, man. It's been a topic that I've been being asked a lot, and you know, a couple of you brothers, man, we've chopped it up about similar things, man, and I just want to get into this topic because I think it's very important that we understand that our definition of life, our definition of living, our definition of you know, financial success, our definition of, you know, spiritual sanctity, all of these things have to be different, but we have to remember that as we're making our rise into the position that we want to be in our lives, man. So let's get the people let's get the people another maybe another minute or two to get in here, man. Don't want to hold y'all long, man. I got to go get the oil changed on my truck, man. Shinobi Style, salute my brother. I appreciate the $100 sponsorship of the show, man. Peace to you. Salute to you, man, as well, man. Appreciate you being in here. You know, well, we're gonna get a little bit more. But I've been telling y'all this. We have gotten a little bit more consistent, but we're gonna continue to get more and more consistent with the King Ray channel. Because honestly, you know, this is what I really like to come talk about, man. I like to come talk about, you know, becoming the best version of yourself, becoming the absolute most alpha version of yourself. And on the main channel, what we do is we try to convert men from being the most beta version of themselves. Then when it comes time to build yourself into the most alpha version of yourself, the King Ray channel is the perfect segue into that rebuilding phase. You know, eventually the goal is for us all to be on our own rebuilding phase and be in a position where we can teach other men how to build themselves into the best version of themselves as well. Famo, salute, salute. Appreciate you being in the joint, man. Salute. If you're listening now, man, and you're not a member of the channel, if you want to be in this live chat, man, which is the most spiritually sound, spiritually astute live chat on this particular platform, man. I mean, unless you want to go all the way over into the, you know, the all the way religious part, but you know, we still are men out here living in the world. So we're not gonna act like we don't deal with the world and we're not out here living with the temptations that come about with the, you know, with the influence of things around us that we have to resist as well. You know, being a righteous man doesn't mean that you don't have temptations. It means that those temptations don't influence your decisions. It means that no temptation can come along and make you go the opposite direction of the one that you need to be going in your life. And that's the key. That's the key aspect of being a righteous man. You know, you can't worry about the people that aren't worried about being a righteous man. You can't worry about the people that aren't worried about having a relationship with the Most High. We're not worrying about those people. See, the difference between us and the regular religious, I guess, personalities is that we don't care about converting people. I'm not trying to convert anyone. You understand? I'm gonna give you the information that the Most High gave me to give you, and what you do with that information is your thing. I don't care what happens after I do my duty. I'm here to do my duty. The rest is up to the Most High, and that's the difference between us and how we live our lives, man. So let's get into it, man. King Abraham, salute, my brother, salute. Markel, appreciate the 2 bones, man. Wisdom, understanding, knowledge, man. That's all this life is about. Wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. Nothing else really matters. So, all right, let's go ahead and do it, man. So today we're going to talk about why the righteous must define their own success and not get caught up in society's materialistic definition of success, man. Because, you know, materialism can come to the most wicked among us. You know, you can be an absolute, you know, purveyor of evil energy into the world and still come upon materialistic blessings or materialistic gifts, materialistic success, as they call it. But so you can't use that as a determining factor. You can't gauge a man's righteousness by his success. So even if you see a mega pastor, he's in a, he's living the Creflo Dollar life, or he's living the TD Jakes life, or even the Joyce Meyer life, or the Joel Osteen life. You can't look at that and say, well, he must be righteous because God is blessing him. She must be righteous because God is blessing her. Hey man, some of think about Bernie Ebbers, think about WorldCom, and think about Bernie Madoff. Think about these guys, and then you think about, I don't think his name was Bernie Ebbers, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know about Bernie Madoff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Madoff and Ebbers and these guys, man, who ran these multi-billion-dollar Ponzi schemes. They got all those billions of dollars. Are you going to say they're righteous? Are you going to say that their righteousness led them to take advantage of older people who didn't know any better and had no experience in the financial sector? No, you're not going to say that. And so by the same token, we're not going to say that just because a man has some financial success, that he has attained a level of righteousness. See, when you look at materialism, that's why I say live a minimalist life. If you live a minimalist life, then you don't chase finances. You don't chase money, because I'm going to tell you, man, there's a thin line between chasing money and loving money. You understand what I'm saying? When you look at people who chase money all of the time, the majority of them love money. And money is not the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. And so we have to keep in mind that if you love money, you can be controlled by whatever it is that's going to get you to the money. Someone can have you doing anything for money if you love money. If you live a minimalist life, you need so little money that you're always going to have more than you need. And so why are you going to chase something when you have more than you need? You chase something when you don't have as much as you need, or you think you don't have as much as you need. And so, yes, do we want to live a great quality of life? Yes. But what's a great quality of life to you? What's the definition of a great quality of life to you? Do you need $1 million? Do you? Do you need $10 million? Do you? Do you know the difference between your needs and wants? And so that's why we can't take part in certain things that take place in this society. We can't be the men that sit around and say, okay, the more women I have, the better man it makes me. It makes me a better man to have more women. How is that so? When some men who are the scum of the earth have many women. Some men who absolutely do nothing positive, with the power and influence that they have over women, they have the most women. So we can't sit and say that. We have to define our own success based on what the Most High says success is. That's what we have to do. What is success? The one thing that we have, and the one thing that we pride ourselves in having, and the one things that we prize over money, over success in relationships, over anything, is peace of mind. Peace of mind is the hardest thing to come by in this society, because in order to come by peace of mind, you have to have peace from within. You can't wait to have it. Money can't give you peace. Fame can't give you peace. Notoriety can't give you peace. You can't be living in a perfectly peaceful state and be bored. How is peace boring to you? Peace is only boring to you if you don't appreciate peace. That's why we avoid relationships. We don't avoid relationships because we don't like women, or we don't understand the benefit of having someone who's compatible with your life. No, we don't. That's not why we do it. We do it because it is too much of a risk to our peace of mind. It's about peace of mind, and we live in a society where no one else even values peace. So how can you expect someone to come into your life and value their peace when they don't even value their own peace? It's the same thing, with the people you're running with, the people you're hanging with, the people you do business with, the people you have a personal relationship with, the people you hang out with. Whatever you do, you have to do that with people who understand peace. Because if they don't understand peace, people don't understand why I go on a vacation and all I do, man, I just want to I go and see the nature of the area. You understand what I'm saying? I take my camera with me, man, with a huge lens on it, man, and I'm going taking pictures of birds, man. You understand? I'm going somewhere, paying, a nice amount of money for a fly villa somewhere that's off in the cut, away from everybody. And when I'm out, I'm doing things. I'm enjoying the culture of their environment. I'm not going there to go to no club, to go hang out, to go do none of that. And why I'm gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense to me. There's too much beauty in the world. There are too many gifts that the Most High gave us in this world for us to be pursuing things that aren't even there. So our success is defined by being in a state of peace. And if you don't understand that, then you have a lot of learning to do. You have a lot of growing to do in this particular life. When we talk about, how people want to look at you and say, okay, you're not successful because you don't do this. People tell, man, people will tell you that, man, you need a stylist. You need a stylist for what? Man, I'm about comfort. I'm going to be comfortable. You understand what I'm saying? Like when if I'm at home, why do I need a stylist to be at home? Now, if you catch me out somewhere doing something, you catch me at a conference or a convention, or you catch me, really out doing something and I'm looking crazy, then okay, maybe you can say that. Yeah, I still ain't gonna listen to it because I'm still about comfort no matter what I'm doing. But what we're talking about is people defining what success should be. You have people who buy things that they wouldn't buy just because they have money now. You understand what I'm saying? People have to upgrade their image. You understand? People have to upgrade their image. But why ain't nobody trying to upgrade their spiritual image? Nobody's trying to worry about spiritual sanctity. Everybody's trying to upgrade what people think about them. Everyone's trying to fit into a box. And so what I'm saying is, yes, we can afford to fit into that box, but we don't, because we don't want to fit into a box. We want to make our own box. There's a box already over here for us, and that box has peace of mind in it. That box has a space in it where you ain't even worrying about what's going on around you because you're engulfed and encased in a shell of peace of mind. Peace of mind is priceless. It don't matter. You can pool all the money together in the world, and you still can't buy peace of mind. They say the best things in life are free. It sounds like a very simple concept, but it's not a simple concept. In order to get to those things, the best things in life, you have to stop focusing on what money can do. What are the things that you'll be blessed with, man, just because you are a righteous man? And many men don't understand that. They'll say, hey, man, well, righteous blood. And everybody wants to pin righteousness to going to church. Hey, man, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about righteousness. We're talking about you knowing who you are spiritually as a man, being in tune with the spiritual essence of who you are. Understanding that love of money will make you manipulate people who shouldn't be manipulated. Love of money will make you take advantage of people who shouldn't be taken advantage of. The love of money will make you make the poor people poor. The love of money will make you do anything to get $1, and it will make you rub that dollar in the face of the very people you took it from. We talk about things like diamonds. Yeah, man, people wearing diamonds. People don't understand, man, diamonds ain't worth nothing. Diamonds are worthless. The De Beers company has storehouses full of diamonds. They're constantly mining diamonds. They got enough diamonds to last 15 generations for their families. But they only let a minimal amount of them out so they can have this thing that's called value, perceived value, elevated value, false value. Diamonds are worth nothing. But you got guys who will go out here and want to marry a woman, man, and they'll go spend 50 bands, 100 bands on one diamond. They don't have a lot of, and here's the thing. When you understand the way diamonds are harvested and the methods that are used to collect those diamonds, then why would you, as a righteous man, want to wear them anyway? And then when I was raised, you know what I was taught? I was told diamonds are a girl's best friend. Don't seem like that no more. The dudes wear more diamonds than the girls. But we don't want that in our lives. We want things that mean something. We want things that are going to make us feel, that they're going to make us view ourselves from a more spiritual perspective, from a more righteous perspective. Things that are going to make the Most High proud of how we're living our lives. And when you think about the type of energy that those trinkets and treasures create, it makes people do anything. Like people will rob, steal, kill. They'll do anything they have to do in order to get those things because society has told them these things are valuable. These things have value. And who are you going to be? Are you going to be the one who understands that they don't have value and sell them to people who believe they have value? Are you going to be the one who doesn't understand they don't have value and overpay for them anyway? It doesn't really make sense. And here's the weird thing about it. The 99.9% of people cannot look directly at a diamond and cubic zirconia and tell which is real. That's why even when you go to a jeweler, they got to put the glass eye on it. You understand? They got to put the Cyclops eye on it and look at it to see if it's real. And anything that can be that closely mimicked by something that's not even a complete representation of it is something that you should avoid because it makes no sense at all. It makes no sense at all. You got people around here wearing diamonds, they don't even know what their birthstone is. If you're gonna wear something, wear your birthstone. You got people don't even know what their birthstone is, man. Birthstone probably look better than a diamond, but they don't know it because they're caught up in what society says is success. You have people who aren't successful, who don't even have the money to afford those things, but they want to look successful. And that's where we want to get to right now. Things aren't always what they seem. Things aren't always what they appear to be. As a matter of fact, things are rarely what they appear to be. I say again, things are rarely what they appear to be. And the more we take heed to these sayings that we've been taught all of our lives, then we're going to understand that we're simply allowing ourselves to be taken advantage of. See, it's one thing to just be taken advantage of, you don't even know it. It's another thing to be taken advantage of, and you know you're being taken advantage of, but you can't stop it because you're so caught up in society's definition of what your success should be. We're talking about a society where success changes every day. Like this year, one thing is successful. Next year, something else is successful. And when you think about it, I want you to think about the things that we allow this society to influence us in, like what you should wear. Suddenly, all of a sudden, if you don't wear skinny pants, then you're not wearing the style. Here's the thing about style. Young folks define what's popular and in fashion. I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man, dog. I'm not finna let nobody in their 20s or no, 30s, or I'm not finna let nobody define what I should be wearing. You think that I'm gonna let somebody who don't have no experience in life define what I ought to wear or what I ought to look like or what I ought to do? No, why would I do that? Why am I gonna let somebody who don't know nothing tell me what I ought to be doing? And then as they get older, they'll realize that what they thought they should be doing, they shouldn't even be doing it. I'm from an era where we looked up to grown men. We wanted to be like grown men. We wanted to elevate to where they were. We wanted to have our own business. We wanted to drive nice cars, wear nice clothes. We wanted to show up and not get not have people like us. We wanted to show up and have people respect us. We wanted to pull up, like we wanted to walk down the street and have young people move out of the way when we came through with our lady. You understand? And man, listen, and we were just as raw, even raw than young folks are right now. But when a guy came down the street, man, and he demanded respect, we respected him by giving him and his lady leeway and letting them come through. Now we'll say this. Part of this is the problem that all of a sudden everybody started focusing on pleasure. Everyone started focusing on, worldly possessions. Everyone started focusing on immediate gratification. And I think that's one of the biggest problems. One of the telltale signs of a man who understands what success is a man who understands that it's going to take hard work, it's going to take time. You understand? It's going to take hard work, it's going to take time. You could do something quick, but it's never going to last. It's never going to last. That won't last, and maybe you won't last either doing that thing. The reality of the scenario is that there's a certain way that God expects us to be. There's an expectation that the Most High has for us. And many men in this society, majority of men in this society, don't care about that. You have men who would rather be what their woman wants them to be than what God wants them to be. You have men that would rather be what society wants them to be than what God wants them to be. You have men who would rather be what their friends want them to be than what God wants them to be. You have men who would rather be what they want to be instead of what God wants them to be. And then those men wonder why their life is going up and down like a roller coaster. Up and down like a roller coaster. I mean, it's going up, it's going down, up and down like a roller coaster all of the time. They can't understand why they can't seem to find footing in their life that's going to propel them forward and propel them upward. It's because you're not being who you're supposed to be. If you go into a room and there are 100 people in their room and 98 of those people are doing the exact same thing, dressed the exact same way, I'm going to look at the two who are not. You understand? Because they're probably in control of the room. You understand? When you go to a company, let's say you go to a company function or a company meeting or a company and there's company dress code. You know the people who don't have to wear that? The people who run the show. So going to do what everyone else is doing is never the answer. Doing the popular thing is always wrong. The popular thing is never the best thing because the popular thing is just the easy thing. Because you know the main thing that this society is based on? Fitting in. Fitting in. I give y'all a story, man. When my son was in, I think my son was in first grade. He had to be in first and first year in private school. Of course, he been in private school ever since, which has and has not his benefit. Well, right now he's homeschooling, man. From now on out, he gonna be homeschooled, man. He ain't going back to these places no more. He gonna be homeschooled all the way throughout. So, but he was in first grade, man, and there was a group of kids that didn't want to play with him. They didn't want to play with him. But I taught him young, hey man, you don't need nobody to play with you. Use your imagination. Go play by yourself, man. My son left. And the teacher told me this, man. My son left and went and started playing some game with a stick. I don't know what the game was. I can't even remember. It's been so long. But man, he was playing a game with a stick. And he was having so much fun, man. She said he was over there laughing and doing everything, man, by himself. Say all of a sudden, those kids stopped doing what they were doing and went and tried to play with him. You know what he did? They came there, sat down. They came over and asked him, can they play? They sat down. They know what the game was. He made the game up. You know what I'm saying? So they couldn't even figure out what the game was, but they saw he was having a blast by himself, more fun than they were. They came over there and tried to play, man. He ain't say nothing. He just sat down. They left and went to play by themselves again, man. He started playing this game again, laughing again, man. They came over there, man. He sat down again. They did that about 3 times, man. Every time they came, he sat down. Now, this is a 6-year-old. He sat down. Then they finally got the picture, man. And now she said she told, hey, you guys leave Adrian alone. So they left him alone, man. And man, he stayed over there, man, played by himself the whole time, man. And she said every day he went out there, man, for like a week. He just kept playing that same game, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think finally he let him come play, you know, because they started begging him to come play with them. You know what I'm saying? And I think just as a kid, you know, he felt like they had learned their lesson, and they did, man. They never did that again. So for me, I believe that you do things in life not to hold a grudge. You do things in life to show people that they're not above you. You do things in life to show people that you don't need them. You do things in life to show people that there's benefit that you bring to their life. You know what I'm saying? You never put yourself in a situation where you believe that you need to fit in, because fitting in simply means that you have resigned yourself to the fact that you can't stand alone on your own principles and precepts, on your own concepts of life, on your own ideologies, man. And that's not what we're gonna do, man. We have the blessing of the Most High. We have found grace in the sight of the Most High. So why are we gonna allow ourselves to fit into a society that tells us, hey, everything is right except living your life for the Most High? They tell you everything is right except living a life for God. They tell you ain't no God. They tell you don't worry about that. I ain't worrying about no mystical man in the sky. I ain't worrying about that. They tell you everything is wrong, but going out here, getting caught up in this fashion, doing all these things, becoming a money hoarder, going out, taking advantage of people who are less fortunate, who are less equipped to handle themselves financially. They tell you all of those things are right, but living a life for the Most High is wrong. Don't live your life for God. Ain't no God. Don't do that. What you talking about? All these people talking about that God talk. That's what they say. And you know what I do? I just ignore it because I understand the power of the Most High. I could tell you all of the things that have happened in my life that could have been nothing but the Most High. The things that these same people can't say have ever happened in their life. You know why? Because when you understand who you're supposed to be, you get blessings that you didn't know were possible to get. And that's the reality of the scenario. So when we're going to take our time and build ourselves into the best version of ourselves, you have to keep in mind that you don't know that version until you align yourself with the Most High. You have to know what God wants you to be doing here. You have to know what God wants you to be doing here. You have to know it. And if you don't know it, you can't show it. And whatever progress you're going to make, you not knowing is going to slow it. The reality is there's only one thing you're put here to do. Yeah, you could do something else and you could get a little bit of financial success, I suppose, but there's only one thing you're put here to do. We all have a purpose. We all have a duty. We all have that thing that we're supposed to be doing. And if you're not doing that, then what are you doing? You don't know what you're doing. You're doing something you don't enjoy. And yes, you can make enough money where you can convince yourself that it don't matter if I don't enjoy it, I'm making money, but then you don't have peace of mind. You don't have peace of mind at that point. That's what makes a man who's successful and who's quote unquote financially successful put himself in a situation like a marriage with someone who hasn't proven that they're down for him, who hasn't proven that they deserve that to be in that situation because he can't find peace of mind. And you think your peace of mind is combining your life with other people's life. Peace of mind is a standalone proposition. It is something that you and you alone must build in your life. No one else, just you and you alone. Peace of mind is that thing that you must build alone. It is something that once you get it, you do everything in your power to keep it because it is so different from any other experience that you'll ever live in life. So don't let this society tell you that you should be concerned about doing what everyone else is doing, that you should be concerned about, buying a $250,000 car, that you should be concerned about buying a car that goes so fast that you'll never be able to enjoy the speed of it because most places the speed limit is capped at 70, 75 miles an hour. When you really think about it, if your speed limit is capped at 70, what do you need a car that goes 200 for? It's fruitless. It's a fruitless endeavor. The average vehicle goes 140, 160. What do you need a car that goes 200 for? You're not even going to go the 140 or 160. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't make any good sense. It doesn't make good sense. Listen, man, I look at watches all the time. I like watches. Like I have always liked watches. So I've always looked at the Rolex, man. I've always looked at the Patek Philippe's. I've always looked at those things. But you know what? They're non-functional. So you know what I've got? A bunch of Apple watches. You know why? Because I can work on Apple watches. You know what I'm saying? I can do work on them. I can literally do work on them when I'm not at home. I can complete tasks on them when I'm not at home. You understand what I'm saying? So when I think about it, I'm like, man, it doesn't make sense to do certain things. But you know what? If I was caught up in the pressure of society to look a certain way, to be a certain way, then I'd be lost just like everyone else. Because here's the reality of it. I know some very wealthy men, men who've been millionaires, multimillionaires, man, for 20, 30 years, who don't have to worry about money for 5 generations, who, when their kids get married, they gift them with a house, a paid for house built from the ground up, each one of their kids. And the house you ain't got to pay for. So they start off with a family with a nice home that you can grow into with no bills. I mean, with no home, no house payment, no mortgage, no nothing. They own the house, is in their name. If you saw them, you wouldn't know they were rich. There's nothing about them that's going to let you know that they're rich. You know why? Because they understand that if you're not building generational wealth with it, then what is the purpose of having it? What's the purpose of having it? See, when you think about it, you got 2 choices. You can look financially rich or you can look spiritually wealthy. And what happens with spiritual wealth? There's a glow that you have. You enhance people's life with your glow. People automatically feel better about things because you come in and you shed the light of the Most High. And I'm going to be honest with you. The light of the Most High is always going to shine brighter than any diamond you could have. Always going to shine brighter. Now, am I saying you can't buy yourself something nice? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is if you're buying yourself something nice so you can fit into what society defines as success, you're doing yourself a great disservice. Because I tell you like this, if you got $1 million and I got $500,000 and I ain't spending nothing, and you spend $500,000 on nothing, we got the same amount of money left to do something positive and invest and do all of that with. You see what I'm saying? If your first inclination is to let people know, hey, this is what success looks like, then you don't understand that success looks like a normal person. Looks like a normal person. Because when you have spiritual success, when you have spiritual riches, when you have spiritual wealth, no other kind of wealth measures up to that. So money isn't going to make you say, hey, man, I need to look like this. No, because spiritually you're wealthy. If you're internally wealthy, then externally, you don't even think about looking wealthy externally. You're so far away from looking at the external definition of wealth that you don't even think about it. You don't even think twice about it. And that's the reality of it, man. I'm thinking about going electric. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about never having another vehicle that's not electric. I don't even want no gasoline engines, man. Just to be honest with you. I'm thinking about scaling down, man. So, even now I'm looking at cameras, man. All my cameras work perfectly fine. I rent them to see them, but then I'm like, man, okay, what I'm using works perfectly fine. You upgrade the things that need to be upgraded. The other things, man, you leave them alone. You don't have to upgrade everything all at once. Because you get a new mic, you don't have to get a new camera. You don't have to get new lights. If your lights and your camera work, then just upgrade your mic. You see what I'm saying? I had a partner once, man. This was way back in the day, man. He was buying his first house, man. And he bought his first house and he didn't even have a car. But you know what? And he was a kennel manager at the Humane Society. He didn't have a car. But you know what? The bus stopped right in front of his house. I mean, literally right in front of his house. Man, that dude lived in that house for a whole year, man. Wasn't even worried about a car, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he had a girl and she had a car. So, she was always at the crib with him, man, chilling, man, 2, 3 times a week. So whenever he needed to do something, like go to the grocery store or something, man, he got to the point where she went to the grocery store for him, man. He just give her a list, man. She pick it up and bring it over. But he lived in that house, man, a nice crib too, man. Lived in that crib, man, for a whole year, man, without a car. He just said when he got to the point where he wanted to buy a car, he was like, man, I just don't need one. You know what I'm saying? Like to not even have to worry about one, man, I don't care. Eventually he ended up getting a truck, man, because I mean, he just ended up getting a truck. But man, he stayed in there a whole year, man, and man, nobody could convince him they didn't need a car, man. He was like, man, if I get a car, man, then I probably still just get on the bus every day, man. It's a whole lot easier. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he didn't have to switch buses. He got on that one bus, man, and it rode right to his job. You know what I'm saying? He could get out right at his job. He could literally catch a bus at home, get off at his job, catch a bus at his job, get off in front of his house. Man, that dude didn't worry about a car because you know what? He didn't need one. He could have gotten one. He's very well situated, got a great deal on the crib, had a little money put up, had a great deal on the crib. Man, he could have went and bought a car, but you don't buy it if you don't need it. And if you buy things that you don't need, you're only buying those things because what you need is the validation from a society that's telling you you don't fit in. And I'm gonna tell you like this: fitting in is a very immature mindset. It is the mindset you see on a middle school playground. We're grown men who have figured out that living a life for the Most High, according to the way the Most High wants you to live, is the most beneficial thing you could do. So why are we worried about doing anything else? I don't know, but we shouldn't be. And if you're still caught up in doing what this society says you ought to do to prove your success, ask yourself, why are you proving anything? Who are you proving it to? Because there's only a small portion of society that says when you have money, you have to show it. I never seen Elon Musk looking like money. Jeff Bezos don't ever look like money. Bill Gates don't ever look like money. They just don't look like money. Shaq don't ever look like money. And man, and Shaq buying, I'm talking about just buying businesses. I'm talking just buying the whole business. You know what I'm saying? So when you really think about it, man, it's not about how you look. It's about how you represent yourself. It's about the energy that you bring into an environment. And there's no greater energy in the world. There's no greater image in the world than an image of a righteous man, a man who stands on principle, a man who you can believe in, a man who says, this is how I am, and that's exactly how he is. A man who says, this is what I believe, and I will not compromise this. And when he's put to the task, he doesn't compromise that. A man who you can trust not to take advantage of you. A man who's gonna be fair, but also a man who's not gonna be so fair and so caring that he doesn't have the wherewithal to prioritize himself and make sure he protects himself at all costs. A righteous man, a man who lives according to the principles and precepts of the Most High, and who understands that there may be many people who aren't going to do that. And it is not your job to convert them. It is simply your job to alert them that there's a better way to live. And I'm living it right now. And that's our job as righteous men. Not to fall victim to the expectations of society, but to use the wisdom, understanding, and knowledge that we have to put the information out there that can rescue victims from the influence of this society. But once we put the information out, our job is done. SJ3, salute, bro, salute. So, man, I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. It's been real in the field, man. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day, man. And we gonna, as I told y'all, man, we gonna get active on the King Ray Ray channel. And as you can see, man, I'm a man of my word. We are getting active on the King Ray Ray channel. So, man, y'all spread the word about the King Ray Ray channel, man. Let the people in, man. Let the people do their thing, man. And just show them, man, that there's a better way to live than to always be chasing this dream of presenting yourself to society in a certain way. Because I promise you, what society says is in this year will not be in next year. And you'll find yourself running around like a chicken with a head cut off, like a dog chasing his own tail, trying to find the truth when the truth is right inside of you. Y'all put God first. Keep grinding and growing, my brothers. King Ray Ray, out.